At least 4 Palestinians have been shot dead near Nablus in the occupied West Bank. Palestinian authorities say a group of about 20 Israeli settlers attacked the village of Tel and that homes were fired upon. Witnesses say another 4 people were injured in the raid. At least 1 Israeli settler was killed. The Israeli military has ordered the deployment of more troops to the area. And there's also been Israeli settler attacks on nearby villages of Farata and Matain. At least 8 Palestinians have been injured. Meanwhile, in Israel, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has held a security meeting over the situation in Tel. According to local media, the military is preparing to launch a large-scale operation in the city of Nablus and the surrounding villages. Nida Ibrahim is near Nablus with more on these latest developments.
This is one of the entrances leading to Nablus. And as we can see, there's an Israeli gate, but there's also the presence of Israeli soldiers who are preventing Palestinians from going into Nablus or going actually to other places in the occupied West Bank. But if you can see, there's an Israeli car that is allowed to roam freely. This is part of the reality Palestinians go through day in and day out, living under occupation. Whenever there is an attack against Palestinians, it is other Palestinians who still pay the price of that escalation. Despite the Israeli attempts to try and frame what took place in the village of Til this morning as an attack against Israeli hikers who were in the area, there's clear evidence from the video that shows how Israeli forces and Israeli settlers are the one who started opening fire after an altercation between Palestinians and Israeli settlers. These Israeli settlers have been attacking Palestinian villages day in and day out, burning homes, setting tents on fire, leading Palestinian families to move out of the only places they called homes. But there's also the risk of Israeli settlers coming to an area to explore it in an attempt to build more new illegal Israeli settlement outposts in these areas. This is part of the tension that Palestinians go through every single day. And now we are seeing also Israeli settlers attacking Palestinian villages near Nablus, near Tul Karim, and wreaking havoc when it comes to Palestinian lives. Of course, as we always say, Palestinians fear that Israeli attacks do not wait. Israeli settler attacks are not necessarily just a result of what we call here as revenge attacks, but these attacks continue against Palestinians because they tell you the ultimate aim is to dispossess Palestinians and get them to leave their homes. Nida Ibrahim, Al Jazeera, Hawara, Nablus, the occupied West Bank.